I am live, so I thought for today I would change my hat a little bit. And instead of coming to you as with a yoga class, I'm coming as a massage therapist. So Siva's decided to hang out and join me. There are so many benefits of massage, and I know I have a lot of people in the audience who are massage therapists, and I think it's important for us to understand that although we are the massage therapists and we are generally the givers of Siva, it's okay. Shh. Rah, 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 rah. There's people going by, and Siva just wanted to say hi. So calm down. But it's important to remember that you cannot be touching somebody without being touched in return. Siva, please. Thank you. There we go. So I wanted to come here and just talk a little bit about the powers of self-massage, right? What I've learned over all of these years of being a massage therapist, I learned it early on in my massage training, is that touch is one of those senses that's really hard for us to live without. It's hard for us to give up that connection, interaction, and the sense of touch. So I wanted to just spend a couple of minutes and share some self-massage techniques. You might need a little bit of an oil or a lubricant on your hand. So while I'm finishing up this short intro, if you have a cream or an oil around the house, you might want to run and get that and bring it close, or rewatch this on the replay. So the benefits of massage are many, but it is great to keep us calm and relaxed. We get to experience the interaction and the learning about ourself through touch. And so today is going to be, how do we self-massage ourself? And so let me get right at it. I think you might have had enough time, so I'm just going to take just a tiny bit of oil and put that on my hands so that they're not dry. Right here in Alabama in Lake Gunnersville, it's about 75 degrees today and a little humid. We're waiting for some rain, so my hands are a bit dry. Don't worry about the fireplace. There's no heat coming out, just beauty. So once we get to this place of having some lubricant on the hands, let's just begin by massaging our hands. Maybe if you're stuck at home, working virtually from home, you're finding yourself with a lot of time on your computer. So I'm going to use my right hand as my tool. My left hand is the receiver. And just simply notice, how do my hands feel now that I've put the lubricant on? Move those fingers around a little bit and notice if they're stiff or tight. And then I'm going to use flat tools. One of the things that happens with people who aren't trained as massage therapists is they sometimes want to clench or bend those fingers, and it really does stretch out these, stress out these little joints. So flat finger, take that thumb, just let it rest softly in the palm of your hand and glide all the way down that little finger and back. Notice that the movement is coming from my right arm, lengthening and then bending at the elbows, and then coming right down to that fingertip and allowing your technique to continue to each finger. So the thumb sits at the heel of the hand and just glide down. As you're working, you want to know that you feel engaged, but there's no pain. Maybe oh yeah, that's the spot kind of a feeling. And each time you glide through the palm of your hand, allow that next finger to be the recipient of the massage. I'm going to switch so that you can see as I come through, and it really kind of feels nice to just pull on your own fingers and let all that stress and tension out. As we come to this webbing in the thumb, we've switched orientation. Now you're seeing my fingers work. Again, just gliding through that spot of tension from using our thumbs on our computers and our devices all day long. So you glide through, even pulling out and pulling that thumb. Oh, Siva, that is a good idea. Siva wants to play catch right now. And then perhaps moving to that right hand, gliding, letting that thumb push those tissues. Oh, that does feel good. And really an engaged gliding right to the tip of that finger, as if you're pulling the tension out of that hand. The thumb will rest in the palm of the hand, and we slowly glide it right through the palmar surface, the palm, all the way up to the tip of that ring finger, and throw that tension away. Keep moving, right? Notice I have flat hands on one side, thumb on the other. I mean, flat fingers, not flat hands. And really have this engaging, shearing, pulling motion coming all the way to the tip of that finger. And then we find our next pathway. I keep turning my hand back and forth so that you can see the different angles that I'm working with. When I come to this webbing between the thumb, you might find some tension that resides there. So maybe even just gliding back and forth. With self-massage, we really build a very keen understanding of how and where we hold our stress. And it's surprising how much of it is just right here in our hands. Putting a little bit more lubricant on. Right? We're going to let, same thing, flat fingers, flat thumb, and just gliding. So as you begin to experience it, your body is going to tell you when you're in the right spots. It's going to give you that sensation of, oh yeah, that's the spot, or I didn't even know that there was any tension there. And so we glide up and down, trying to relieve any tension. One of my favorite parts of forearm massage is adding some movements to it that we make on a daily basis. So find your right hand, hold on to that left forearm just below this elbow crease. The thumb is going to sit on one side, fingers on the other, and just lightly compress, right? As you start to squeeze, you'll notice that it's soft, and then all of a sudden there's a bit of tension when you get down into that muscle tissue. And then slowly come in with what I like to call the Queen's Wave. Just moving that hand back and forth, back and forth. The working tool continuously moves closer to the hand. So maybe we have 3 rotations, and then we come to that next spot. 3 rotations, and then glide all the way along that forearm and back to the hand. And as you come down through those fingertips, get rid of that tension. We don't need that anymore. Putting some lubricant on those hands as we switch our working tool and our focus to the right arm. So maybe just a little bit of something that'll make glide nice and soft, nice and easy. Hand position again. Left hand worker, right hand receiver. Thumb rests flat, fingers rest flat. We have a little bit of compression, and this Queen's Wave. It's soft. It's just enough as you move, you might feel those muscles underneath your hands make their transition from soft to engaged, soft to engaged. Let that working tool come closer to the wrist, and 3 rotations. Take that working tool closer to the wrist, and 3 rotations. And maybe just right above that wrist crease, one more time. Come back to our starting point, fingers are flat, and drag all of that tension out of the body, down the arm, through those fingertips, and get rid of it. Now, of course, one of our biggest places of holding tension and where we put the weight of the world is up on these shoulders. Again, beginning with that right hand as your working tool. Maybe I'll go left, since I have my beautiful little microphone flower sitting right here. I'm going to go left fingers. Right in the center, you're going to feel the sternum. Just let those fingers, again, flat-fingered, not clawed, flat-fingered, just rest right here in this pectoralis muscle. Notice how when I push, hopefully you can see that on the camera, I have a little bit of give in the tissue, and then it kind of stops right there. I have no more give. So we want to plant those fingers right into that pectoralis muscle. If you take a nice deep inhale, you might feel an expansion of your rib cage. Exhale, and it relaxes. And then, slower than you think you want to, glide those fingers across that pectoralis muscle and bring it out. I'm coming up under this barrier, letting go of anything we're holding there, asking the body to start to send in some cleansing fluids to this point of interaction between my massage tool and the muscles that are being massaged. We could add a little bit extra to this if I'm going to turn because I don't have so much space. Look how good massage is. Massage is so fun and so effective that it puts Eva right to sleep, and I haven't even touched her or massaged her yet, but she feels the energy in this space. Fingers again are right next to that sternum. Let that right hand rest at your side, and as you slowly engage those tissues, just bring the arm up. I'm going to bend mine because I don't have so much space here. As many of you know, I live in my RV, so we have a tiny little space. Get up here, and then as that arm slowly comes back to your side, drag that tissue back to midline. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, let these flat fingers glide through those tissues and bring it up and out. When you get as far as you can comfortably reach, let that arm come back down slowly to your side and bring your working tool through that pectoralis muscle one more time. Inhale and bring it up. Exhale and bring it back. Coming back over, switching sides. Right hand is now the working tool, left is at our side. We want to find that sternum. Let your fingers come right next to it. You're going to feel the ribs and so hard, soft, right? We got the bone of the ribs, and then between it is those soft tissue muscles that lie deep to this pectoralis muscle. Let your fingers rest in that space, and we start with just opening up that tissue, allowing the fingers to glide out to the front of that shoulder and glide back to that sternum. The slower we move, the more we focus the body's attention on the area that we're working in. So we're trying to reduce stress, reduce inflammation, and open up any blockages that we have so that we can facilitate all of the body's natural tendencies of hydration and cleansing. We're going to add in, our range of motion by placing those fingers flat against that sternum one more time. And as those hands glide out, slowly bring that arm up and next to the ear if there's no pain. And as you exhale, bring it down. Remember, we're at a, oh yeah, that's the spot kind of a sensation. Never a painful place. So we slowly engage our movement and coordinate it with this massage technique, and then bring it right on back to that midline space. One more time. Bring it in. Bring that arm up, opening up and noticing how different these tissues are feeling at this time. We're going to have only one more technique, and then I'm going to let you get back to your day. We're going to use the right hand as our working tool. Bring it all the way down. This is the place we all hold our tension. So flat hand again. I'm just taking it to a natural space where I can reach with ease. Fingers sink into those muscles just next to those shoulder blades, and slowly just let those hand feel the contour of the shoulder as you glide and bring that all the way down to our starting point before, right here at the sternum, and then push those tissues back, up and over the shoulders, down as far as you can naturally reach, and pull it back one more time. Third and last time, glide up, engaging the tissues, noticing how everything feels, and releasing that tension as you come back to the midline and switch your working tool to the left hand. Bring that left hand all the way back as far as it will naturally go. Let those fingers sink into any of that stress that you're holding here in this upper traps in your shoulders, and gently and slowly bring that tissue to the front. Remember that in massage we want engagement, not pain, not discomfort, but release, letting go, and self-care, right? This is a time to get to know ourselves and to have a self-care routine. And last time, fingers come all the way back to that shoulder blade and release that tension and let go. So I'm glad you had a couple of minutes to stop by and learn a quick self-care routine. I'm happy that I was able to switch my hats from yoga to massage. And if you have any questions, just add them in the comments below. I'm happy to chat. But remember, self-care and this idea of self-massage really brings a much deeper understanding to where and how we hold our stress. So just a couple of things to remember. No pain is all the gain. Our movements are slow and engaging. We're always stopping at that, oh yeah, that's the spot, kind of a depth. And practice daily. Take time out to really get to understand where your body is holding its stress. And as you incorporate self-massage into your lifestyle, it is good for boosting that immune system, building self-knowledge, and just taking time in your day and your daily routines to remember how important self-care is. And you don't even have to do anything, and you're just going to feel completely zen by the end of your massage. Anybody in the room is going to be just like Siva. Hashtag Zen Doggy. So thank you for joining me one more time. Hands in front of your heart. Take a moment to remember something that you are super grateful for. And have a fabulous day. Om Shanti. Namaste.